And I rise to speak to new clause 50 tabled in my name and the name of the Honourable Member for Hull North. Madam Deputy Speaker, we badly need a wake-up call because at the moment we're allowing the criminal law, as we've currently drafted it, to drive a fundamental wedge between Northern Ireland and Great Britain, treating women in Northern Ireland in a completely different way to women in England and Wales when it comes to abortion. 2 years ago, the government changed the law governing abortion in Northern Ireland after a vote in this place and removed criminal sanctions on abortions in Northern Ireland, whilst leaving women in England, and indeed Wales, facing the possibility of the harshest criminal sanctions for abortion in the world. Laws passed more than 50 years before any woman was ever able to vote for people representing them in this place. Now, new clause 50 would change that. It would decriminalise abortion and make sure that women in England and Wales would be treated in the same way as women in Northern Ireland when it comes to abortion. Our values and our rights are what unite our four nations. To treat women differently in those nations weakens those ties, and this needs to be rectified. New clause 50 does just that. It changes nothing in terms of abortion services or indeed access to abortion or time limits on abortion. The women who are most likely to be affected by this and governed by the criminal law are some of the most vulnerable in our society: victims of domestic abuse, victims of honour-based violence, victims of rape, those who are too poor or marginalised to travel to a clinic to seek help. And if a desperate woman attempts to end her pregnancy, do we really want her not to seek medical help for fear of arrest or prosecution? New clause 50 simply removes women from being subject to the criminal law for seeking an abortion and is fully supported by the medical experts, the Royal College of Obstetricians and Gynaecologists and the Royal College of GPs. In conclusion, I would just like the Government to also, when perhaps the Minister responds to this debate, to set out what plans they have for going forward. I hope this amendment passes today, and I will be pressing it to a vote. But it's no longer sufficient for the Government to say that changes such as this can come from the backbenches. That got us where we are today, dividing our country. The Secretary of State for Health has the responsibility for abortion policy in this country, and he needs to act so that every woman in this United Kingdom has the same rights when it comes to abortion